What kind of phone have I chosen this time? Is it an iPhone? Is it a Razer phone? Well, it's an iPhone again, and it's the iPhone 11 Pro. Wow, very fancy. So yeah, ended up getting this guy literally just like maybe an hour ago from the EE store, as I ended up ordering one over the phone, and I thought I was ordering the iPhone 11 Pro, but turns out I ordered an iPhone 11. So they sent me that one, and I'm like, this is not what I wanted. Gonna end up sending back the other phone, which is like literally right behind the camera. Gonna send this one back because I don't want this. And I wanted the 11 Pro because of the freaking dope camera, dude. Wide angle lens. Wow, never had one of those apart from on the GoPro, but having it on the phone is pretty damn cool. Like, personally, I genuinely think that this wide angle lens is way cooler than like the zoom in lens that, you know, you're kind of used to seeing as like a secondary camera on phones nowadays. The freaking wide angle one is dope, man. That is what you want, like an extra wide field of view. That is sick, dude. So I'm gonna be unboxing this guy today, setting it up. I'll give you my thoughts about the phone and whether or not maybe you can use it as like a vlogging phone. Damn, dude, I bet the camera on here is actually like hella freaking good. I'll see if I can record a couple videos with this, test the mic out, you know, give you guys a little bit of a review of an iPhone. Now, I don't really do Apple content on my channel very often. I think I've posted maybe like 1 or 2 videos related to Apple products on this channel. One of them was, I think, unboxing AirPods, and that actually might have been the only bit of Apple content I've ever posted on the channel. Personally, I don't use MacBooks, I don't use iPads, I don't use an Apple Watch. I don't really use that much Apple devices at all. I mainly just stick to using iPhones in terms of like Apple stuff. I know that like the Apple ecosystem is like, ooh, so good, and like, I know it's good, but I don't want a MacBook. I want a Razer blade. That is definitely what I want. Like, I actually used to use AirPods all the time until I switched over to the Razer Pods, which personally, I actually really like these earbuds. Like, they're really good. Battery life's decent, they sound good. I kind of wish the noise isolation was a little better. That's probably like my only complaint about them. Also, the fact that the case doesn't support wireless charging, that's a little bit of a bummer, and the case kind of feels cheap as hell. But the earbuds themselves are really good, and I do really like the Razer Pods. Would highly recommend them, especially for £100 or $100. If you can get them, you know, even cheaper, great, man. Like, they're definitely a nice pair of earbuds. But yeah, today, iPhone 11 Pro, dude. I've not upgraded my phone for a little while. Oh my god, this thing looks crazy, man. Now, I would have gotten the space gray version, and in fact, for the other iPhone that we have here, as you can see, that one's in the color black. Because I thought I was ordering like an iPhone 11 Pro, so I'm like, yeah, you know, give me the space gray one. That's that iPhone, but I did kind of want like a space gray version for the iPhone 11 Pro, but to be honest, I don't really mind about the color of the phone too much. Like, I've had a gold iPhone, which I have an iPhone XS here, that's in gold, but it's got a case on it now. So there's that, and then I've got one in space gray, I guess. This is the iPhone X, thanks to Mizuma. Shout out to those guys for sending that over. But yeah, today, iPhone 11 Pro, a little bit of an upgrade. If you're wondering what the hell I'm gonna do with the other phones, well, the iPhone XS, the one in gold, that one's a little bit broken, so I need to send that one off for insurance. And this phone, this is gonna go to my mom. I don't need 3 phones. So that one's gonna go to my mom, and I'm gonna end up using the iPhone 11 Pro. And oh my god, I don't wanna drop this thing because it's like freaking brand new. Oh, this phone looks so freaking sick. Like, can my little G7X Mark II camera pick up how dope this phone looks like? And I've not even taken off the peel or anything, but it looks nice, man. It looks real nice. Oh, there we go. So this is the phone, man. Very cool. Can we turn it on? Is it charged? I don't know. I've not really been keeping up with like much of Apple news recently either, so to be honest, I don't really know much about this phone, apart from the fact that, oh look, it has like one extra cool camera on the back. But apart from that, I really don't know like what other major upgrade Apple has added to the iPhone 11 Pro. I really don't know. Okay, so far it feels very responsive because I have been using an iPhone X or the iPhone 10 as my primary phone basically, and that phone, you know, it's still pretty quick, but even switching over to the iPhone XS, which is like, you know, the next model up, that one does feel a little bit more snappier. Everything kind of feels a little bit quicker on that phone. So I'm interested to actually see, will there be an even bigger difference switching over to something like this? Like, will Face ID work better? How silly do I look when setting up Face ID? Genuinely, the front camera on this phone, like, it looks so HD, dude, it's crazy. Now, I think by default, Apple usually turn on the true tone thingy, which I actually really don't like that setting. I feel like it makes everything kind of look a bit weird. So transfer directly from iPhone. I probably want to do that. Ooh, set up new iPhone. My God, easy peasy. It just popped up. What? Scan the circle. This is some madness. Transfer from iPhone. Takes about 25 minutes. I really want to test out the camera now. I'm really curious to see how good the camera is, because the iPhone XS, the one we have here, this has a genuinely like really good camera. There's a lot of people that are always kind of like, oh, I kind of want to start YouTube, but like I need to buy like a camera, like a fancy mic or something. Like the camera that I use to make these videos is a freaking little point and shoot vlogging camera. Like you really don't need anything fancy. Your phone can shoot such high quality video, especially if you have something like an iPhone XS, or I'm sure Android phones and the new Samsung or whatever, they can shoot like amazing video. Most smartphones nowadays have such high quality cameras. If you want to start YouTube, you don't have to buy like a fancy DSLR camera or like a special Rode mic or anything. Just use your phone. You can look back at old videos that I've posted on this channel. I'd advise you not to, because my God, they're terrible videos. But I used to shoot my videos on like an iPod, like on a potato quality iPod camera. I'd record a bunch of gaming setup videos and God knows what. Eventually, I think I upgraded to like an iPhone 5 or 5S or something when that came out, and I was using that to shoot videos. The video quality wasn't the best back then, but nowadays, like most phones have a really good camera, and on top of that, a pretty decent mic too. So if you ever want to start YouTube videos and you're kind of hesitant about it, like, oh, I've got to buy so much equipment, you really don't. Just use your phone, import all the footage into your PC. You can pay for Adobe. If you're a student, you actually get a massive discount on Adobe Premiere, and not just Premiere, every Adobe program. So if you're a student, definitely take advantage of that, because you're probably living with your parents still, and make use of that time. Start a business or start making YouTube videos, start doing something. Like this is the prime time to like really start doing stuff that you kind of want to do, and experiment with, I don't know, posting all sorts of videos on YouTube or starting whatever business you want. That is the time to do it when you're still living with your parents. Like the moment you hit, whatever age and you have to move out, then it's going to be much more difficult to like start something like a business, as you've got bills to pay, maybe you're still going to uni or college, and you've got all these other commitments going on. The best time to start YouTube is probably like if you're still living with your parents and stuff, man, because you ain't got that many responsibilities. Little business rant there from them, but this phone is now preparing an update apparently. Is there anything else that you can get in the box? Whoa. You get like some kind of fast charger. Does Apple give you anything? So you get a pair of earbuds that are wired, and then you get, is this actually a fast charger? No way Apple actually give you a fast charger now. Is that why it's called the Pro? They give you a fast charger as well? I mean, it's better than the usual charger. Is this Type-C? It is, and my camera's dead. Right, so I'm now testing out, I guess, the microphone as well as the front-facing camera on the iPhone 11 Pro. And like this front-facing camera is actually like crazy good. Apparently this is somehow a 4K 60 FPS camera that they've mounted on the front of this iPhone, which is a bit mad because the front-facing camera looks like really high quality. Almost just as high quality as like the rear-facing camera, which is like really quite good, especially if you are actually like interested in taking selfies or like, I guess, being a vlogger with your iPhone. Like this is more possible than ever before, surely. Like this camera actually looks pretty damn good for the front-facing camera. Now swap over to the rear camera. This is how the rear camera looks like, and we can do a cheeky zoom up to 3x. And I guess still maintain very high quality. If I pause the recording and then restart it, we can now do the wide angle lens. However, if you're using the wide angle lens, you can pretty much only stick to using this wide angle lens, and you can't like interchange to the normal lens again whilst you're recording, if you get what I mean. So you pretty much kind of just choose what lens you want to use to begin with, whether it's the wide angle lens or the standard lens, and then you can pretty much just shoot all your video. But we are still recording in 4K 60 FPS, and like everything just looks so freaking good in my opinion. This really is quite a decent camera for video, and they have decent like image stabilization as well, especially if you kind of like manage to keep your hands quite steady as well. Then video ends up looking like surprisingly smooth. Alternatively, you could also use the wide angle lens as like the main camera you use to record yourself. The drawback of this, of course, is that you can't actually see like a preview of how you look like. But if you're using the wide angle lens, you don't really have to worry about whether or not you're in shot or not, because chances are you are 100% in frame, and so is everything else because you're using your goddamn wide angle lens. So as for video recording, this phone definitely takes like really high quality videos. As for the microphone though, I have absolutely no clue how that's going to sound like. Hopefully it's decent enough to use for like YouTube videos, but you know, it's a freaking iPhone 11 Pro, dude, so it better have a goddamn good mic on there too. But yeah, that pretty much sums up my little camera test on the iPhone 11 Pro. I'm continuing on to use the microphone on the iPhone 11 Pro right here, and the image you're currently looking at on screen has been taken by 3 different iPhones using their front-facing camera. So there's one using an iPhone 11 Pro, one using an iPhone XS, and then another one using an iPhone X. So image 1, I'm going to reveal it right now, has been taken by the iPhone 11 Pro. It is by far the best looking image in my opinion. Image 2 has been taken by an iPhone X, and as you can see, the colors definitely look a little bit different on that one, and things aren't really as sharp as they are on the iPhone 11 Pro. And finally, image 3 was the iPhone XS, which to be honest doesn't look too bad either. It looks like a pretty high quality image, quite similar to the iPhone 11 Pro, but in my opinion, using the iPhone 11 Pro, image 1 definitely looks the sharpest here. Moving on, I also did a camera test using the rear-facing cameras on all of these iPhones. So iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone X, and then an iPhone XS as well. Can you guess which ones were taken by which phone? For image 1, that was taken by an iPhone XS, image 2 was taken by an iPhone 11 Pro, and image 3 was taken by an iPhone X. And once again, I think the clear winner here in terms of actual image quality is the iPhone 11 Pro. The image there looks by far the sharpest, the colors look the most realistic, nothing's overexposed, everything looks absolutely as it should. Whereas on the iPhone X in image 3, you can clearly see that things are overexposed and it just doesn't look nearly as good as image 2 or even image 1. Image 1 looks pretty decent too, apart from the LED lights on the Razer Firefly V2 mouse mat being a little bit overexposed. The iPhone 11 Pro captured the LED lighting way better in my opinion. Alright, it's the next day and I'm continuing on to use the iPhone 11 Pro's wide angle lens and to shoot the rest of the audio on the phone as well. So everything's been recorded on the phone, and all the audio you just listened to was just me using the voice memos. I have to record some audio and then I just threw it into Adobe Premiere. The audio's not been edited, nor have any of the photos that you just saw. Everything's just like raw. So yeah, you kind of got a glimpse of like how the microphone sounds like, how the video's taken on multiple different lenses as well. So kind of a thorough little review. But in terms of like the day-to-day use of the phone, I used it for like a solid day yesterday. Gotta say the battery life is pretty good, but then again, it's a new phone, so battery life is, you know, expected to be good. The phone in general is pretty responsive, pretty quick, but once again, like, it's an Apple iPhone, like, you kind of expect nothing less. You're used to using like a snappy phone, so upgrading from even an iPhone XS or an X to an iPhone 11 Pro, it's still gonna feel like just as snappy, if not a little bit quicker. One thing I've noticed in particular with this phone is the RAM management. I've noticed a lot more apps stay open in the background, so when you like reopen the app that was opened like a couple apps ago, it's still already like opened up and just ready to use again, instead of it having to like refresh and reload the entire app. Everything's just kind of like more snappy and more responsive in that way, that apps actually stay on longer. So that's pretty much the main benefit I saw from upgrading from an iPhone X or an XS to an 11 Pro. Yeah, the RAM management seems to be much better and apps kind of stay on a little bit longer. But one complaint I have is that you can maybe see there's an iPhone, you know, Type-C to Lightning cable right here that I tried to use to move the video files that I shot on this iPhone to my PC so that I could put them into Adobe Premiere and edit this video. Unfortunately, for some reason, this never works for me. It's so frustrating. Like, I can't move videos, I can't move photos, and I've had this not on just this phone, I've had this on like every iPhone I've owned. For some reason, if I plug it into my PC via like a lightning connector, you know, to transfer files from the phone to the PC, nothing ever works. It just always like crashes midway through the file transfer. Like, it's completely broken, and I wish that wasn't the case. But you know, it is what it is, dude. So this video that I'm shooting right now, I'm gonna have to upload to Google Drive or Dropbox, then download it onto my PC. Like, why can't I just transfer the files over? Like, why you gotta make my life so difficult? But apart from that, no complaints on the phone so far, but that's just kind of a problem I've had with all my iPhones. For some reason, they hate file transfers. Like, it's almost like they're making me get a Mac so that I could, you know, easily move the files over, dude. But I ain't getting a Mac. No way. So, yeah, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to go buy an iPhone, link in the description down below to Amazon. But yeah, hope to see you guys in another video soon, which will most likely be not about Apple content and most likely about my PC and how you can sync up RGB with ASUS Aura and Razer Chroma. It's gonna be a cool video. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in another video soon. Goodbye.